Hello guys, James here, hope you are well and welcome back to Sparrows Play Games. It's that time of day again for another Pokemon challenge run. Today we will figure out, can we beat Pokémon FireRed with only an Eevee? The rules are simple enough. In combat we can only use an Eevee. We can't use any items in battle, but held items are absolutely fine. We can use other Pokemon for HMs so we can progress the story, or this would be impossible. But we can't use glitches or exploits that could potentially make the game that little bit easier. Well, let's dive in, shall we? We swap out Bulbasaur for Eevee so we can do the entire run with it. I got a random comment on one of my shorts a little while ago that they really wanted to be featured in one of my videos. I have no idea if they will watch this or not, but I did this for you. We named our Eevee after arty planets. I do this all the time so the community that we are slowly building together feels more involved in our videos. I'll always do this where I can, it's a nice little nod to you guys. Thanks SPG crew, you guys are awesome. Now, where I think this challenge might be hard is anything that potentially can hit hard. We aren't the best defense wise, so maybe the later rival fights could be an issue. I'm expecting Brock to be hard at first if I'm honest. Our moveset isn't that great either, so it might be a case of just gaining levels to brute force the issue or some decent critical hit luck. I'm excited to find out though. We get to Brock's gym at level 12 and try taking on the first trainer fight in there. This is pretty awful and pretty long, so I'll not recap move for move. But the first Geodude spams defense curls as I try sand attacks to try and make the tackles miss. The downside is our tackles are already at a disadvantage, since normal versus rock is a mismatch. We might even have a chance to take Geodude down if we keep trying on very lucky attempts. But of course we eventually go down. You have to remember, Camper Liam also has a Sandshrew to take down afterwards, so we'll go down to that anyway. So we don't stack up just yet, we need to grind some more levels in the woods and come back. Right, we are at level 17, we might have more of a chance now. This generally goes better, both our tackles are not hitting hard or anything like that, so we trade blows backwards and forwards, at least like we did, unlike that boxing fight that happened quite recently, if you can call it that. We chip away more and drop Geodude, but we are really hurt. Remember, we can't use any items during this battle, or this would have been really easy. Sandshrew eventually lands just above red health as we land in the red. This is in the balance now. If he attacks, this is all over, but he uses sand attack instead. We could still fail here if our next tackle misses. I thought we had done it, but he just survives with 1 HP. Luckily he uses defense curl instead of just winning. Our follow-up tackle secures the win. I'll try Brock after healing of course, but I don't think we stand a chance if I'm brutally honest with you. Brock is an absolute brick wall. I try a similar strategy to earlier to try and break Geodude's accuracy with sand attacks and hope his moves miss. Of course they don't, his defense curls ruin what very little our tackles are doing anyway, and his tackles hit way more than they don't. This combo is really bad, isn't it? I'm sure we are only hitting 1 damage at this point, but as a matter of staying true to the fight, I'll stick at it for your amusement. A whole 3 minutes go by, which felt like 30, and we eventually succumb to the onslaught. This is brutal, because we are nowhere near this fight yet, so the actual thought of grinding more levels really sucks. But it's all I've got to go on at this point. Wait, I've just had an idea. Why don't we find some Metapods and Cocoonas in the forest and use up all our moves? You can probably see where this idea is now going. This will give us access to the move Struggle. We take some damage to get to this point, so let's go to the Pokemon Center and use Nurse Potion. Wait, did you really think I was going to use Nurse Joy and undo all that hard work? Not this time. Struggle has a base power of 50 and Tackle has a base power of 40. Any advantage we gain is a good thing, right? Every little helps. I'm sure we can still get more critical hits as well. Don't quote me on that one. Once we get back to Brock's Geodude, we use Struggle and it hits a little bit harder, but not as much as what I was expecting in fairness. Even spamming defense kills, we are still hitting for better damage than Tackle. This is making me feel way more confident, especially since we critical hit for massive damage and nearly taking him out. Luckily for us, our next attack takes him out. It's not all sunshine and roses though, because Onix is now out and it's a bit more tanky, so this could go either way legitimately. Rock Tomb hits from the start, lowering our speed, and Struggle isn't really doing that much. This could be bad. We trade blows backwards and forwards and Onix is now outspeeding us. He eventually locks himself into Bind, which doesn't hit that hard, so no more Rock Tombs. Yes! This is literally down to the wire as we land on 5 health. We get the finishing blow with Struggle, taking Onix down, defeating Brock and gaining the Boulder Badge. That was a first try with struggle. That was absolutely insane. I also forgot to mention we actually hit level 18 before we went into that fight and hit level 19 just afterwards, just in case you were curious. With that out of the way, we are on the road again, and we don't get that far before we get stopped by one of Professor Oak's aides. He brings us a parcel and a letter from our mom all the way back in Pallet Town rooting for us, and he gives us a pair of shoes so that we can run with, as opposed to the shoes that we already have. Yeah, I don't get it either. Surely we can run. I have a 2-year-old son that can run. This is a weird bit. Let's get back to what we were originally doing. We have to clear this route and Mount Moon in preparation for Misty's gym in Cerulean City. But throughout all the struggle, get it, we come across a Pidgey that takes us out. Man, that was really embarrassing for me. I know you like to see me fail and struggle, so I'll keep adding them to the videos. We get to the Guardian of Fossils and defeat him and take the Helix fossil. You might ask me one day which one I took, so I'd rather just say, actually, why don't you ask me that or anything down in the comments? I don't get loads of them, but the ones that I do get are really positive, and I really appreciate it. I'll always find time to reply to your comments. I feel like that's an integral part of building our small little community. Thanks again SPJ crew, and let's get back to the video. We leave Mount Moon and eventually enter Cerulean City at level 21, so around the same levels as Staryu and Starmie. I was generally feeling really confident here. Struggle can really pull us through with critical hits and such, so I wasn't really that worried. It turns out I'm an absolute idiot. Our first attempt at Staryu really doesn't go well, and we get capsized really quickly with a mix of water pulls and hitting ourselves in confusion. We keep trying and we get a run where we take down Staryu by going backwards and forwards, scraping through with struggle. The bad news is Starmie is way stronger than us and has better special than us and is faster. Yeah, we don't last long and fail into recoil damage. I even get a run where we take down Staryu with decent health remaining. Maybe if we get some critical hit luck and tank a water pulse, we might get a chance at 2-shot on Starmie. Nope, we get hit with a critical hit water pulse that takes us out. That was really horrible. We will need a silly amount of things to go our way before we can win this, and I think this was a little bit harder than I was expecting. I decided that we need to get a little stronger, so we head to the little patch of grass to the left and get cracking. I think since we get outsped by trying to get anywhere near Misty's team, I need to get to level 23 and learn Quick Attack. This in my mind is the next logical step. We go back to Misty once this happens and make short work of Staryu this time, not taking a lot of damage as a result in the process. This is making me feel way more confident about this run. Unfortunately for us, we get close to taking the Starmie down by going backwards and forwards with Quick Attack and Water Pulse respectively, but on really lucky attempts, Misty just scrapes through victories. This happened fairly consistently too. We can't wait for any critical hit luck, I think we just need to get a little stronger. Okay, level 25. This goes more or less the same. We get taken out after coming agonisingly close loads of times. This is almost funny at this point. I can't believe I'm having this much trouble with Brock and Misty respectively. It's like they enjoy watching us suffer. Right, level 26. This has got to be possible now. The grind is becoming an absolute drag at this point. Oh, by the way, I'm fully aware that I could have made this easier by trying a Nugget Bridge rival fight and taking out all the trainers to Bill's house, but I thought that might have been the easy way out, so a little patch of grass it was. We eventually get this run where we take Staryu out fairly easily with quick attacks, not taking any damage. This is the norm here, so let's just get on to Starmie. Starmie is now out and we tank a few water pulses and a swift landing on 1 health. We don't hit ourselves in confusion and we hit the winning blow, winning the fight against Misty and earning the Cascade badge. That was absolutely brutal. I'm so glad it's over. That took way more attempts than I would care to admit. Pidgeotto is out first and hits Sand Attack, which could be bad, but we eventually take him out in a few turns of Quick Attack. If our accuracy tanks, we could be in trouble for the rest of the team. Rattata was a one-shot and then his Charmander is out. His Ember really doesn't do much. We missed a few times, but we eventually take it out with a couple of Quick Attacks. Abra is left, but it's all over. He can't attack, so we one-shot with Quick Attack. This was easier than what I was expecting and a welcome change after that solid Misty battle. I really don't think our luck against our rival will last though. Charizard can be really strong in this game. We take out the trainers on the bridge with not much issue, but now comes the real challenge. Can we resist the urge to become a Team Rocket member? Obviously we give in. Nah man, you really suck. Your Ekans and Zubat are really weak. They go down easily, not even your confusion will work on us, buddy. Oh crap, on the way to Bill's, we have a mandatory hiker fight. This could be bad. We take Marchop down with a couple of quick attacks, obviously, but he's super effective against us, which could have been really bad. Then his Geodude is out, and if he uses rock throws, we would faint, easily. But it keeps using defense kills and mud sports. But then he goes on the offensive. We hold on with 5 health left, just to scrape the win. Phew, that was really close. I worked so hard apparently. We eventually get to Bill's research lab and change him back so we can get the SSN tickets. Yay, we can go on a Pokemon cruise ship.
Tickets for you! Cool! The famous St. Anne? Cool! Like have the coolest party! Cool!
Cut to the horrific crime scene. Smashed up homes, couple left devastated. How are they going to dig themselves out of this one? We go outside and find the culprit. Why haven't you left the scene of the crime? And Officer Jenny, we will do your job for you. How haven't you not found him already? We defeat him easily and get Dig back. We go to give it back just to be told he leveled up his Pokemon. Insert name here. What? I didn't even bother to put the Pokemon name here. What an idiot. Okay, let's move on to the SSN rival fight. Pidgeotto is out first again, but doesn't put up much of a fight, so 2 bites later takes it down. Eradicate is out next, and this goes exactly the same way. It drops to a couple of bites. Kadabra is a one-shot with bite after being super effective, and Charmeleon puts up a bit of a fight, but 2 bites and a bit of flinch luck and a quick attack later, we actually beat the SSN rival fight. That was pretty simple. Now let's go on and see the captain because we need to become Nurse Joy for a bit and heal him. He is super grateful and gives us the cut HM as a reward. Now with all that done, we say our goodbyes and leave the SSN and watch the SSN sail away majestically. It's quite sad to see it on its last voyage, because I'm pretty sure it sinks after this. I'm really glad we didn't stay on.
Could this be the end? How will they escape their watery fate?
Okay, Lieutenant Surge time. Voltrobe only uses Screech, so 2 quick attacks finishes it. Pikachu is out next and is a one-shot. I generally want to do a run with Pikachu. I know it's been done probably loads of times by your favourite YouTubers, but I think it'll be really fun. Raichu is out last and puts up a bit more of a fight. We get him down to red health and he heals up with a Fire Potion. We then get the speed advantage, hitting 2 quick attacks in a row, winning the match and earning a Thunder Badge. That was a really easy first try and very welcome after the hard Brock and Misty fights. We navigate through Rock Tunnel with a handy dandy map by our side because we don't have Flash, and escape easily with not too much of an issue. And wow, by the power of editing magic, we are in Celadon City. How did that happen? Ooh look, a creep. He's peeping through the window at all the women in the gym. How horrible. We'll just go inside and have a look. We need the Rainbow Badge after all. Yeah, because we really need the Rainbow Badge, don't we? Erika has Disaster and we get paralysed and slowly taken apart by the Victory Bell's Giga Drain. I don't even think this is close. We really struggle with Status Affliction with being a normal type. No biggie, we will learn Dig and try again. Even that doesn't get us past Victory Bell. I thought using Dig would get round the Giga Drain's problem. Nah well. We get to level 42 and learn Takedown, and let's try Erika again. Victory Bell is out first and our Takedown takes her down to yellow health, and we get countered by a Stun Spore. We then use Quick Attack to take her down. Tangela is out next and we use the same combo to take it out. She uses Ingrain, which is good because we get recoil damage after using takedowns. This also stops Giga Drain from getting used against us. Nice. Finally it's Vileplume and we are still paralysed, so we are slower and her multiple Giga Drains start becoming an issue. Especially since we can't move sometimes. I generally thought we were done here, but we come back with a critical hit takedown which drops her from full health. We hold on to 8 health and we take the Rainbow Badge. I think this is going to be a common theme in the run where we might have to brute force victories. Our moveset isn't that great after all, let's face it. Eevee's meant to be just an evolution stopgap. You're meant to normally turn Eevee into something else. But let's prove you can do this, Eevee. I've got faith in you, buddy. Let's storm the Team Rocket hideout now because I are awesome at Pokemon. Forgetting that I did not heal after Erika. So yeah, this is went as bad as what you would expect. We can beat Erika, but we get beaten down by a Team Rocket grunt. That's typical me though, we run straight in and ask questions later.
Now let's fix that silly little mistake. We go into the Guardian of Rockets, aka the Hideout Grunt, and defeat him easily this time. Now let's hit the poster and get cracking. We enter the hideout and just skip to Giovanni. There's no point in showing you these grunts, they absolutely suck. Onyx is out first and we go for bite, which hits for a decent amount of damage, and we get countered by rage but doesn't really do anything to us. Our next bite takes him out quite easily. We really did need that crit though. Next up is Rhyhorn, and our first bite hits hard and he comes back with a weak stomp in comparison. We take him out on the follow up. Last but not least is Genghis-Khan. This was quite easy in the end, but Genghis-Khan really messes us up, to the point where I was a bit worried. If she uses Mega Punch twice we could have lost, all them early flinches though really helped. With Giovanni defeated we can get the Silph Scope at the end, so let's just skip ahead to Pokemon Tower in Lavender Town. There's a rival fight within there that needs sorting to progress the run. His Pidgeotto always opens with Sand Attack for me, so the accuracy debuffs can become a problem as we get more into the fight. Our Bite and Quick Attack hits, so we take him down fairly easily. Gyarados is next and immediately cuts our attack down, so we're weaker as well as can't see her. Our follow-up Bite actually misses, but then he decides to lock himself into a Thrash, which is really weak. But our bites don't actually do much, so this could go off the rails quite quickly. We switch out for quick attacks and they do a lot more damage. His Thrash fatigue eventually confuses him. Happy days. We hit Takedown, which literally takes him down, go figure. Execute is next and our bite misses and leaves him wide open for Hypnosis, which puts us to sleep. My heart dropped when I saw the move Confusion pop up, but that didn't hit as hard as what I was expecting. We are still in this. We wake up and hit Bite for a super effective one shot. That felt necessary because we were still quite low on health here. Kadabra compounds our accuracy problem with Kinesis after our first attack swings and misses, but we actually hit our next bite, which really surprised me, and that was a one shot, which didn't surprise me. Charmeleon is last and this could be really bad depending on what moves he uses. Our bite hits for massive damage, which has given us a chance to win, but then crap! Smokescreen hits again, dropping our accuracy, but I shouldn't have worried. Our next bite hits and takes him out, winning the rival fight. I think what really helped us there was the fact that we weren't landing his Pokemon into red health, which could have triggered his potions etc, so he didn't heal during the fight. With that out of the way, we climb all the floors and we release Marowak to the afterlife, putting a very troubled soul to rest. We also clear Team Rocket soon after and save Mr. Fuji to get the Pokeflute to progress more of the story. I wake Snorlax up and run away. I really can't be bothered to fight it. Please don't judge me. I do that enough to myself already. Wait, that sounds a bit dodgy. The point is that I put myself down so others don't have to. Wait, that sounds really dodgy as well. This is a weird bit. Let's skip ahead to Furisha City and go after the gym in there. Koga is going to be hard, I think. We get poisoned by Sludge right from the start and we get slowly taken down at the end by Muck. I think if we get poisoned we don't actually stand a chance. But wait, we have the TM for Dig. Let's whack it on Eevee and try again. We get to Muck again and go down. This is generally going to be a hard fight. We even get a run where we get to Wheezing, but we get taken down by poison damage. Eevee's moveset is really letting us down at this moment. Also, Dig doesn't work that well against the Coffins and Wheezings because they have Levitate, and when we do hit a super effective Dig it does rubbish against Muck. I'm going to swap out Takedown for Return. Our Eevee is sure to like us by now anyway, and taking recoil damage from it is bad naturally. We get beat again of course, but I now know I think this is going to be possible. So I'll keep trying until we get a win. We just need some poison luck. Also on runs where coughing hits itself with self-destruct, we also lose. Every time this happens, along with getting poisoned, I'll reset. We get to Wheezing with full health on one of the runs and we miss every move and lose. That was pure torture. Coughing is out first and we hit Return for massive damage. He hits Sludge in return but we don't get poisoned. He then heals up with a Hyper Potion, which is a shame. We would have took him out on the next turn. After this we get the speed advantage, hitting 2 returns in a row, taking him out. Muck is next and can be quite tanky. He uses Minimize, which could be bad for us, but 2 returns hit for the knockout. We still aren't poisoned. This is going great. The next Coughing is now out and our return nearly takes him out. Of course Koga uses a Hyper Potion to save himself, but again we get the speed advantage on the next 2 returns, taking him out. I'm actually feeling really good about this run now. We're in really good shape. Wheezing is now our only 4 left. Our return really doesn't do a lot and we get hit by Smokescreen soon after. Our next return still hits, dropping him into the red, but we are still open to the next Sludge, and we get poisoned this time. Now I'm worried because our accuracy has taken a hit also. Our return still hits, which is extremely lucky, taking Wheezing down and eventually defeating Koga, winning the Soul Badge and getting past this really awful fight. This took me so many attempts and many hours, trust me.
I'm so glad this is over. Let's hit up the Safari Zone too and get the HM for Surf. We swapped the gold teeth out for the HM for Strength as well. We'll need these soon after all. Now as we would travel, I would like to try a new segment. This is SBG Story of the Week. I'm not going to lie, the start of this week was quite rough. I wasn't feeling myself and I was second guessing everything. I won't go into full detail just in case this bores you, but I even had to take the day off from my day job, which brings in the majority of the money to support my wife and son, because I couldn't get past this mental block that I put on myself, which led to a bit of a burnout. Don't worry, I'm totally fine now and all of that. I talked it through with Naomi and realised the pressure I was putting on myself was way too much. I no longer put deadlines in my videos where they'll just come out when they come out. I want them to be the very best that they can be, so you guys get a really good video to watch. I really need to balance everything in the beginning and stop putting unrealistic targets on for myself. We need to work our day jobs to keep our house and stay safe after all. We also put our son's needs above anything else. He is the most important thing in our lives at this current moment, and he's at the top. So if he needs his dad, which he obviously does a lot, I'll be there for him, even if it means I don't get to make progress on the videos. We also have to do all the day-to-day functions of keeping the house in order and our lives in order and all of that. But I'll keep battling on, making Pokemon challenges one baby step at a time, and I'll keep making them even if they take longer than other YouTubers in this space. I really enjoy this, and it looks like thousands of you out there already do as well. We hit 50,000 views overall on the channel, which is absolutely mental to me. We really do appreciate it. Without you, this really isn't a show. Also, I've had an Ultra Ball jigsaw style of puzzle in the box for around a month, and haven't had much time to put it together. But as of today, which is Friday the 22nd of November, I came in for my day job feeling a bit tired, thinking I'll just have some food and such and go to sleep. But I saw that Naomi had put the puzzle together for me and put it on top of my laptop. That means an awful lot and it gave me a massive boost, so now I'm making sure this script is ready for the future me to do the voiceover. She's been my biggest support, making me follow my dreams of trying to get monetized to the point where I can leave my day job and do this more, which I absolutely love. Thanks for the support. I'll now get back to the video. We go back to Celadon City and grab Eevee off the desk and name him Subscribe. If you've really enjoyed this video so far, and if you think I've done enough in this video which you found interesting and all of that, why don't you hit that subscribe button and become a very valued member of the SBG crew. Everyone from all walks of life are welcomed here, and if you comment on any of our videos, we will take the time to reply to them. Even when we get more of them, at some point I'll try my best to read and reply to all of them. You guys are so important to us and are a massive motivation to get these videos out. Thanks again. We also grab a cup of tea and give it to the thirsty god so we can unlock Saffron City. This is very important because Silph Co and Sabrina resides here. I must drink 8 or so cups of tea a day, so I absolutely relate to the gods in this game. I would be really angry too if I don't get tea. Sod anyone else trying to get to other cities, I'm thirsty. Right, Silph Co is next, and I don't want to bore you with all the details of these useless grunts, so let's just skip ahead to the rival fighting here. We failed the Gyarados on the first attempt, which is a bit unfortunate. I had a feeling these would slowly get harder as we go through the game. I'll put the black glasses onto Eevee and try this again. This will increase the power of our bite. Might be useful, might be not, who knows? Our attack gets cut down by Gyarados, so I feel like we need some luck in this. The next attempt we get just that. Pidgeot is out first and our return hits for massive amounts of damage. His wing attack in return doesn't really do much. I was expecting more, to be honest. Our next return hits, taking him down. It's a crit. I could have done with that from the first time we hit. That would have been a one shot. Gyarados is next and our attack gets cut down naturally. We hit Bite, which is a critical hit, but it doesn't do a lot. But we get a flinch against him, stopping his next move. Nice. We hit Bite again and he flinches again. We hit Bite and he flinches again. What? This is crazy. What are the odds on this? If you know, please let us know in the comments below. He eventually gets to use Dragon Rage and I go for the last bite, expecting our rival to heal him, but he doesn't and he faints. He goes for Charizard and I thought we were going to lose here, but we go for a return and it lands, hitting a critical hit one shot, knocking him down from full health, without getting hit by any of Charizard's moves. That was super awesome. I can't believe this was our second attempt. This is absolutely nuts. Execute is now out and I'm really upset if we lose now. Our bite drops him down from yellow health and flinches. What's going on with this fight? We take him out on the follow-up bite. Alakazam is last and he only uses Calm Mind. I'm pretty sure if he goes for Psybeam, I feel like he would have one-shot us. A couple of bites later and Alakazam hangs on and uses Recover. So we bite again, which also flinches, so we get the winning blow straight after defeating our rival. I really think that was one of our best rival battles to date. The luck we got in that was absolutely insane. I hope you really liked that too. Why don't you hit that like button and comment on how good that was? That would really help push our videos out to a lot more people to see how nuts this was. Share this out, SPG crew. Okay, our first attempt on Giovanni, and we get all the way to Rhyhorn with 3 health and get stomped down. I can't believe we're having a hard time with Giovanni in this run. He's normally a pushover. Let's try using double team only because we need to evade a lot more attacks than what we're currently receiving to actually win this. We gain 5 double teams in quite easily and use dig wherever we can to evade even more moves. This could really be promising. We even get the Kangaskhan this time, but even so, we fail due to a Mega Punch and poison damage. I've noticed a pattern with these normal type runs. If we get any sort of status affliction, 9 times out of 10 we get hit by them, especially poison. No biggie, I still think we can win this eventually. We have the TM for frustration, so I'm going to see if my Eevee actually likes getting put through this torture or not. And it turns out our Eevee absolutely loves us. Let's restart. If we get poisoned anywhere in this fight, we lose. We can't take his team out in time, but we get attacked way too much and we can't even get through his entire team. Let's see if we can beat Giovanni. The combo of getting poisoned and lack of moveset and the sheer number of heavy hitters on Giovanni's team, I can't actually believe I'm saying this. I need some silly amount of luck to even get through this. Even then, we need to get to the 8th gym and get the 8th gym badge from him later on, so this will be more of a challenge then. We either need to grind some more levels or find a held item or a combination of both. Silph Scarf came to mind, but that's post game in the Sevi Islands, so that doesn't work out. Maybe a higher level? Let's look at our moveset, see if we're missing anything. We can learn the TM for rest. Also, why don't we throw that into the mix and try our luck? Nidorino Male is out first. We hit return for a crit, taking him out in one shot. That's a great start, we didn't even get poisoned there. Nidoqueen is next and our return hits for decent amount of damage, but not great. She uses Poison Sting in return, but luckily we don't get poisoned from it. We hit return again, dropping her to red, but not taking her out, which is unfortunate. We get hit by double kick and our next return takes her out. Kangaskhan is next and I use rest straight away. This is still a gamble. We might fully heal up, but we're asleep and open to our moves. But Giovanni, being Giovanni, forgets he's a Pokemon trainer for a minute and uses Rage, one of her weak moves. We don't wake up and get hit by Tail Whip, lowering our defense. This is smart, to be fair. If he spammed that, we would lose. We are asleep for a bit and can't find back. We wake up and hit return for more than half damage. She swings and misses with Mega Punch. That was massive because we dodged a bullet with that one, let me tell you. Rhyhorn is last and look at our health. This has been an amazing run so far. We hit Bite and it does less than half damage. Not great, but not bad either. Rock Blast hits us twice, which isn't really bad considering. We rinse and repeat, dropping Rhyhorn down to 1 health by the looks of it. But his next move misses, going around without hitting us. We hit Bite once more, putting the final nail in the coffin for Giovanni this time, winning this really annoying fight. I still don't feel too confident when we have to face him in the gym though. Let's skip to Sabrina. She's the absolute pushover this time. Kadabra falls to a few bites after healing naturally. Mr. Mime uses Calm Mind, so we use a couple of bites in return and get countered by Psybeam, which doesn't hurt as much. Of course she heals up with a Hyper Potion, so we use a mix of bite and return which crits and takes her down. Venomoth nearly goes down to a single return, so we get hit with a Psybeam again, dropping our health quite low. Now I'm a little worried. Our follow-up return takes care of this, and Alakazam is our final opponent, which goes down to a single return, which is awesome. I'm pretty certain we were in damage range for Psybeam, so that was really necessary for the win, and fairly easy first try. We needed that after a really hard Giovanni fight. We get the Marsh Badge as a prize and move on. Let's fly down to Pallet, say our mom and heal up before we hit the waters and surf down to Cinnabar Island. We enter the Pokemon Mansion to find the gym key because Blaine has locked himself in like an absolute idiot. Let's enter his lair, gym, and gain the Volcano Badge. We fail a lot to this, but eventually we get a run where Growlithe cuts our attack as normal, and we go for double team. Fire Blast still hits and is a critical hit, which is bad, and we are now really hurt. Naturally we go for rest and hope for the best. We get hit a few times, but still we survive and hit double team once again when we wake up. We rest up again after nearly losing to Fire Blast. He only uses bites this time, so we don't take tons of damage whilst asleep this round. We hit another double team and we wake up when Growlithe bites, swings and misses. so another double team is on the cards here. He misses with Raw, and I had party members in for HM stuff, so we probably would have had to restart here if that hit. We go in for our last double team, which has put us in a really good position now. We hit return, which is this one shot soon after. Ponyta is now out and we hit return for really good damage. His Fire Blast actually misses and he heals up with a hyper potion. We hit return and rest within quick succession so we can heal up. I feel like we might need to. I'm hoping for some attacks to miss here and hope you shall receive. We only get hit once during that entire exchange. We wake up and hit return for the knockout. He sends out Rapidash and we hit return and Fire Blast. Misses, leaving the door open for another return, which hits and takes him out. Arcanine is last and this could be really bad. He's a tanky beast and quite hard. Everything Eevee isn't. Our attack gets lowered again, which has now got me worried. We hit return for pitiful damage as Raw misses. We rinse and repeat for similar results. We get him down to yellow health and Fire Blast even misses. Arcanine has seriously been affected by our double times this run. This is great. Of course Blaine uses a hyper potion when we were just about to win. We just have to spam return. There's not a lot more we can actually do here if we're really honest. We get lucky that no moves actually hits us from Arcanine, so we just keep chipping him away until eventually he falls, gaining the Volcano badge. We actually gain access to some of the Sevi Islands now, but it's been such a long time since I played FireRed. Could we actually get this Silph Scarf this early? Hang on, I'm going to open my browser. Oh wait, no, it's definitely a post Elite 4, so I'm not going to do that. We need to return back, take down Giovanni, cut our rival down to size again, tackle Victory Road, Mega Kick the door down to the Indigo Plateau, Fire Blast all the way through the Elite 4, and Seismic Toss the Pokemon Champion out the way, absorbing our victory, ingrain our Eevee into the Hall of Fame, and reflect it as all the credits roll. Sounds like a lot, doesn't it? Let's get cracking, we'll do this in a flash. Our first battle with Giovanni is a complete disaster. We can take everything out until we get to Nidoking. We need to heal up with rest, and even so, with 5 double teams he hits every earthquake and we don't wake up. Helpless, hopeless, horribleless. I think we need to take out Rhyhorn more quickly because he uses Scary Face, which lowers our speed and makes us more susceptible to Giovanni's Pokemon. This works really well. We even get the Dugtrio on the second attempt. Unfortunately, we lose loads of health to Nidoking and get poisoned when we're about to take him down, meaning we have to use rest, putting us to sleep and making us a sitting duck for Dugtrio. His earthquakes bombard us into oblivion. I knew Giovanni was going to be hard after the last time we fought. I think we just need to keep trying. We might need a tract. Double team is good, but it takes so many turns to set up, leaving us open and inevitably not working as a result. Well, that worked. That was tough love shown from Rhyhorn. I'd love you to faint. Guess I'll keep up double team then. We eventually get this run and it's a lot to take in, so I'll give you the overview. We set up our double teams on Rhyhorn to increase evasion, but he uses Scary Face to lower our speed. Good news is he starts missing, so for once we can get a couple of bites in that takes him out. That flinch was awesome as well. Nidoqueen eventually poisons us, but we do get a couple of returns in to take her out. I'm so glad the earthquakes missed, that could have been really bad. I took a chance when Nidoking came out to go for returns instead of rest. His earthquakes misses as well, making him a 2-shot. Dugtrio hits earthquake and we hold on with poison damage, which forces us to use rest. Earthquake starts to outspeed us, but that actually missed, which was really lucky. He hits Slash whilst we are asleep, but misses on an earthquake. Unfortunately, we get hit by another one and wake up. Our return hits taking him out, which leaves his second Rhyhorn to go. We spam bites, and with him missing moves and flinching, we chip away, taking him down eventually. We do get hit by earthquake in the process, dropping us to 30 health, but was all okay in the end. With that, we have beat Giovanni for the Earth badge. We now have all 8 gym badges, whilst only using an Eevee. How cool is that? That's the last time we have to face Giovanni. I'm the boss now. Prepare for trouble. Rival, make it double. Right, the rival fight just before Victory Road. Pidgeot shuts us down with Feather Dance straight from the get-go. 3 returns later and Rhyhorn is out. I thought at this time this is a good chance to rest and heal up. Once we can eventually attack, we take him down in a few hits. Execute only takes a few hits, but it's pretty easy to be fair. But Alakazam's Psychic really messes us up. So we're really hurt going into Gyarados. We have to rest up, making us a sitting duck again. His mixtures of Hydro Pump and Rain Dance is quite devastating when you can't fight back, isn't it? When we do wake up, our returns are super weak. We are forced to use rest again and again as the battle twists and turns like no other.
but we eventually get the Charizard with decent health. We're looking quite good. Unfortunately we start by getting outsped due to Scary Face and we hit back and forth until I rest, but he hits a flamethrower taking us out. That was really close. The next attempt I embarrassingly get taken out by a Pidgeot. What a loser, man. I'm great at this, aren't I? But I think I just have to hit hard from the start and get to execute. I'm sure I can gain double teams on him instead. He usually tries Solar Beam, which takes a couple of turns, so let's try it. We eventually get this run where we hit Pidgeot with return and we get hit by Wing Attack, which actually hits us for massive damage since it's a crit. I was actually considering restarting the fight here. We take him down on the follow-up return, but Rhyhorn is now out. A couple of bites later that takes him down too. Now I plan to use double teams and rest up when necessary. He has this annoying trait of hitting you with stun spores as well, so this can be quite bad still. His solar beams aren't really doing much. I'm pretty surprised, to be honest. Once we wake up from using another rest and we hit return, nearly one-shotting him down. Another bite makes short work of him. We are at full health going into Alakazam, which is really good, especially since the amount of evasion we built up is now in effect. He uses Calm Mind and our bite doesn't do a lot as a result. He then uses Disable, which is not on our return, so that's quite lucky. Our next return actually takes him out. Gyarados is now out and cuts down our attack naturally, and our return is absolutely useless. Great, he uses Rain Dance to power up his Hydro Pump and such, but once he tries to use Hydro Pump, it keeps missing. Our double team strategy is really paying off now. We chip away at him and take him out, so we are still at full health. This is absolutely insane. Charizard is now out and his moves start missing as well. I'm so glad that Scary Face isn't hitting. We need all the speed we can muster in this fight. We go backwards and forwards, chipping away slowly at Charizard until we get the winning blow and winning against this horrible rival fight. That was crazy. We still need to take him out and become the champion as well. That should be fun. We enter Victory Road and through the power of movie magic, we exit Victory Road, climbing the stairs of the Indigo Plateau and gaining entry to the Pokemon League. I've prepped as much as I can, so let's see what level I can beat the Elite Four at. If we struggle, I will use rare candies just to get this out a bit quicker. I'll use them as sparingly as possible, and the effort values that we have should be maxed out by now. Once I can leave my current job and get to spend more time on these, I don't want to use rare candies at all. I'd rather just grind. But I need to get this out so you guys can enjoy it. I really hope that's okay. Let's get back to the Elite Four now. We try Lorelei at level 62 and get the Slowbro with a mix of return, rest and double teams, just to get critical hit with Surf. We are nowhere near close to doing this. Our stats are pretty hopeless. I'm going to get to level 70 and see if we stand a chance then. Dugong is out first and we spam returns. There's not much else we can do here if we're really honest. We take a hit from Surf in the process, but that wasn't a reason to worry. He safeguards and uses a full restore just before the knockdown, because of course she did. We eventually chip away some more and get hit by Ice Beam. I always get nervous when I say ice moves because they can be quite lethal. Another return takes her out. Cloyster is now out and we try using double teams to get our evasion up a little bit. We get hit by hail and spikes as a result. Safeguard also deactivates during this, so we should have a better time at this now. A few protects later we have to use rest, just for safety. We struggle to wake up naturally and dive misses, which is nice. Once we stop spamming double team, we go on the offensive with return of course. Dive hits us this time, but we go for a bite and get some flinch luck, and eventually the knockdown. We go backwards and forwards with Slowbro, bite and surf respectively. We switch it up as a couple of returns takes her out. Lapras is next and we have to use rest straight away. Any offensive move will take us out. Lapras is spamming Confuse Rays all over the place, so I'm glad they are missing. We wake up to a critical hit return, nearly taking her out. She eats a Citrus Berry which could have stopped Lorelei from using a full restore, but our next return drops her down to 1 health. I really wish that took her out. Naturally a full restore is used to heal up, so we have to do this all over again. And to do that we shall. We just spam returns and eventually we get a few blows that knocks Lapras out. Jinx is now out and is a one-shot return. Well, that's Lorelei defeated. Let's go on to Bruno. First try at Bruno and we get all the way to Machamp and get one hit down. That was horrible. We're going to have a problem with this, I know it. The second attempt we get absolutely ruined by Hitmonchan. The amount of luck we needed to get through this is astronomical. They are stronger than us, quicker than us and use super effective flying and fighting moves. This is a disaster. Let's try at level 75. Even at level 75, Cross Chomp from Machamp eventually one hits us from near full health. I wonder if Attract would be any good at this since they're all male Pokemon.
The only issue with that is I don't really want to change our current moveset since Agatha is up next and she uses Gengars. We only have Bite to use against them after all. Can you see why this is becoming a challenge? Eventually we get this run where Onyx is out first and uses Rock Tomb, which is lowering our speed, which is bad in this fight, trust me. We are spamming double teams and attempting to gain any advantage we can muster here. It's starting to work as Onyx Earthquakes are missing. Very nice. We end up using Rest at the end of this for a reason, probably. I don't know why I didn't go for the offensive, to be honest. Maybe I was taking too much care in this one because I lost loads. Earthquake hits for decent damage as we keep trying to wake up. The next few Earthquakes miss, which is really lucky. We eventually wake up and hit Bite, but soon after this he withdraws Onyx for Hitmonchan, which takes a bite as a result. Sky Uppercut misses and return hits, but he heals up with a full restore soon after. We then hit a few more and we don't get hit in between, which takes him out. Hitmonlee swings and misses with 2 Brick Breaks and we hit 2 returns, taking him out in the process. Machamp is the most dangerous Pokemon on his team and he is next. Cross Chop misses, which we lost to so many times. Might actually have a chance at this. We aren't 2-shotting him, so we need to hit him again. He survives with little health and he eats a Citrus Berry as a result to heal up slightly. And we hit our winning blow after this because he doesn't use any full restores. This is awesome. His main hitter is now down and we actually have a chance. Now Onyx is back out and he's still outspeeding us, but he misses Earthquake. But we go for the knockdown eventually and he heals up with a full restore. 3 bites and an Earthquake later, Onyx is now down. Right, one more Pokemon left. Great! Another Onyx, but this one's a higher level. We have to use Rest when he comes out as a result. He doesn't actually go for any of his offensive moves at the start. Unfortunately, sometimes though, we get hit with an Earthquake. Shocking, I know. We wake up soon after this and we spam Bite. I really need a flinch. Of course this doesn't happen, and Earthquake hits, but we survive. And he doesn't actually use a full restore or anything like that. So we actually hit our last Bite, which wins the entire fight and now Bruno is defeated. Agatha is now next and our first attempt fails. Her Gengars have double team, so we'll be struggling to hit them. We get confused by them as well via Confuse Ray, so we miss a lot and we hit ourselves, and we try to make any offensive play. It also goes from bad to worse once we get hit by Toxic, a poison move that gets worse and worse as each turn progresses. I restarted here because I know we're not winning this. Eventually we get a run where we spam double teams together. It really reminds me of one of the very first Pokemon episodes where Ash and that bug trainer used Harden all the time on their Metapods.
Metapod! Harden like his! Maximum hardness, Metapod!
The point I'm trying to make is if we get lucky when we go on the offensive and attacking Gengar, we might actually stand a chance. But nope, we are confused and missing quite a lot, but Gengar is missing too, so we didn't get hit by Toxic this time. Our bites do eventually hit her, but we hit ourselves just before snapping out of confusion. We hit the bite soon after, which drops her. This could be a decent run, let's hope this continues. We use Return on Golbat, but she actually survives. Confuse Ray actually hits us again, great. But our next return actually hits, so she goes down. Arbok cuts our attack down naturally and we hit ourselves in confusion. Nice start. Sludge Bomb misses and we hit ourselves again. This is so frustrating. Screech lowers our defense quite badly, so this could lead to massive problems now. We start to hit our offensive moves now, but they don't do massive damage. We keep chipping away and take Arbok out. Another Gengar is out and this one's more powerful than the last. I stupidly tried hitting Return on a Ghost type Pokemon, so that went horribly as you would expect. Normal don't hit Ghost, you dum-dum. We get our act together on our next move and we hit a critical hit Bite, nearly taking her out. That was really close, and it's flinched as well, so this is going great now. She eats her Citrus Berry and our next Bite finishes Gengar number 2. This is actually possible now. Haunter is now out and only uses Curse, so a Bite and her cutting our own health down secure the victory for us. That's Agatha now down as well. Lance is now next and our first attempt fails miserably. Shock. We can't actually get past Aerodactyl. This is a complete disaster. Let's mess around with strategy a little to see what works best for this one. It's gotta be possible, right? Gyarados cuts our attack down right out of the gate as we try and get our double teams going. He uses Dragon Rage, which is one of his weaker moves, so I think this is going better. We shall see, it's still early days. He misses a couple of Hyper Beams in a row, which could have been really bad, and took us out. We play it safe and rest up. He is missing loads of his moves, but we aren't waking up either. We wake up and trade blows backwards and forwards, most of them hitting and chipping away to a point where he's in the red. Unfortunately he uses a full restore just before my winning blow. No biggie, let's do that all over again or faint trying. Our next return is a crit, taking him down in one hit from full health. Aerodactyl is now next and we fail so many times to him. He uses wing attack but it misses, leaving the door open for our pitiful moves. I'm not confident in this and Ancient Power hits hard, so we're now struggling again. Hyper Beam misses, so we use Rest. I don't see us surviving without it. Luckily for us, all of Aerodactyl's moves miss whilst we were asleep, so we're at full health now. We spam bites now, chipping away at his health slowly but surely, until we get hit by Hyper Beam for a decent amount of damage. But he can't use anything next turn due to the recharging, and we take him out soon after. Dragonite is now out and we just spam return over and over, taking a Hyper Beam straight to the face, barely hanging on with 3 health left. We need to use Rest and we heal up again. I don't wake up and Dragonite's moves are not hitting us. This couldn't have went any better, but we aren't out of the woods just yet. We keep hitting moves until Dragonite falls. Dragonair is now out and we go to war with it. We battle backwards and forwards and I force the use of full restores. I nearly got him then too. We hit a couple of bites, getting some amazing flinch luck. Our return nearly takes him out as well. That was so close. Our next bite actually takes him out. One more Pokemon to go now and it's another Dragonair. We get to use a couple of bites but get paralysed for our trouble. Luckily it doesn't activate and we hit our final return, beating every member of the Elite Four. But this isn't over yet. There's one more fight standing our way. Let's challenge the Pokemon champion, Eevee 7. We actually struggle here because we can't get past Pidgeot, so I'm going to keep trying until we can. This takes a fair few attempts, but we still fail when we get to Rhydon. His Pokemon are in a completely different league to ours. I think we need to be at higher levels, so let's try this at 80 and see how we get on. Okay, this isn't even close. It's pretty much going exactly the same. Our moves don't hit for massive damage and the numbers are in our rival's favour. So let's get to level 85 and this still isn't even close. I thought I'd see some improvement by now. I really hope we don't have to beat level 100 for this. I like beating these runs below that if possible. I think using double teams for this is taking too many turns to set up, so we have to rest a lot, which uses more turns again since we're asleep during this as well. Let's try this at level 90 and swap out double team for Retract. We actually get the Charizard this time, and it puts us into a winning position for a change. This could work. Unfortunately we get agonisingly close to winning, but fail due to a critical hit Fire Blast. This Attract strategy is good when it goes well. I think I can win this now. Pidgeot is out first and we go for Attract. This works really well because it's immobilised. Our return hits for massive damage but not quite a one-shot. We get hit by Aerial Ace soon after as a result. Our follow-up return takes him out. Alakazam's out and we go for Attract. It hits but he still uses a Future Sight against us, so we have to watch out for an attack in a few more turns. We actually hit a return after this for a one-shot. I really wasn't expecting that, to be honest. Executor is now out and we hit Attract obviously. The Future Sight raises its ugly head and we take a hit from it, but it's not too bad in the grand scheme of things. We hit return for massive damage and get put to sleep soon after, with Sleep Powder. We get fairly lucky with our Attract luck and we wake up soon after, not taking a hit. I used Rest just to play it safe to get our health back. We take a hit off Egg Bomb and his other moves either miss or we are immobilised, so we're in decent shape when we wake up. Executor only needs another hit from return to fade, which happens. Rhydon is now out and this usually shuts us down quite quickly. We don't have a good answer for him. We have to use Retract and just hope we stand a chance. We get so lucky that his moves either miss or we get immobilised before they can happen, that we spam Bite until eventually he goes down. This is going really well this time. He doesn't even heal. Gyarados cuts our attack down of course, but Attract doesn't work. We take a hit from Dragon Rage as a result. We hit return and get countered by Thrash, which locks him into a weak move over and over. We get this opportunity to heal up. We're quite hurt at this point. Eventually Gyarados gets fatigued and confused, so we get lucky here. We don't wake up but he's immobilised. I hope this keeps up because we need all the health for Charizard. Thrash hits and then his confusion gets the better of him. We eventually wake up and hit return, landing in the red. The champion uses a full restore of course, which means now we have to do that all over again. I know we can hit 2 returns in a row now due to the speed advantage, and do that we shall. I was hoping for a crit but it never comes. We get some Attract luck just as we need it, dodging an attack. Fortunately he uses another full restore which really sucks. We hit 2 returns and dodge another attack through Retract, but again another full restore. What's actually going on here? We hit 2 bites and the latter flinches. We keep spamming Bite until we eventually get the Dragon Rage and we're forced to rest up. We're asleep for a really long time but we don't actually take a hit from anything. We are getting really lucky here, this is nuts. A return when we wake up eventually takes Gyarados down. This in fairness couldn't have been better. We are going into Charizard at full health, let's see how it goes. Charizard is now out and we use Attract for safety. He is head over heels and doesn't attack, which lets us get a return in. He uses a slash soon after, but he doesn't do a lot, thankfully. Our next return drops him to red health, and we take a massive damage from Fire Blast. He heals up with a Citrus Berry, which helps us stay in the fight. I'm sure he would have used a full restore otherwise. We hit our final return of the entire game, dropping Charizard and becoming the new Pokemon champion and putting Eevee into the Hall of Fame. I really hope you enjoyed that run. Eevee is my wife's Naomi's favourite Pokemon, and she really wanted me to do this one. So wives get what wives need / want, am I right? Keeps me in the good books as it were. But no, in all seriousness, we really enjoyed this whole YouTube thing that we're doing. We're getting some really nice positivity from all of you that makes all this work really worth it. We do have another run in the works for Christmas Day that I think you will really like. It's our first ever team run in Pokemon Emerald, but I won't give away too much just yet. You'll have to wait until Christmas Day for that. If you want to support us, why don't you hit that subscribe button and hit the video on screen if you want to watch more. It's our Pokemon challenge in blue with only Bubble. Thanks so much for watching, until next time.